Hello, Pat. Oh my god. Absolutely. I'm not sure about deflect, but you'll certainly catch them. Oh wait, oh no, Shin! I thought you were just holding the pose! I thought you were holding the pose! No, today Shin is astrally projecting, okay? Orochi went on the mountain and meditated for long enough. Okay, they can only hear me and not you guys right now, but I'm gonna go. Shin, do you want me to go? Do you mind if I go live with Hyro and share with the class?
Reset my camera.
Oh,
It's gonna look bad if I look like I'm sleeping the whole time.
maybe. So when you refresh, we think it fixes itself, right?
It does, but like this has happened like once every 2 or 3 streams. So
Yeah,
like the
so
chance of it happening again is pretty high.
We are moving to probably Zoom in the next month or so as I figure out the arrangement. Once I'm done troubleshooting what the Foundry situation is and figuring out how much money is going to be spent on that, we're going to probably move over to something that isn't this because, yeah, OBS Ninja is having weird problems, this one included. So
I
just
don't
a little.
know. I don't see this. I don't see this as a problem.
I mean, this
Might
is
be an
the,
improvement,
It's
actually.
fine. Let's just move forward. Like refreshing it might do something else wrong. It's working right now, so let's just
Can
take
you
that
just
as
turn
a.
off your camera and turn it back on?
I can try.
yeah. I like the tech support answer from Kai. Have you tried turning it off? Turn it back on again.
Yeah.
Disabling my camera does not stop my stream.
Oh well,
No, it doesn't.
I can't see your camera's gone.
Oh, on my screen, my camera's frozen. Like my own projection.
What
is
happens if he
frozen.
turns it back on?
I just did.
You're still like a little like anonymous, no profile picture man in the middle of a blank field for us.
Oh, my camera might be disconnected then.
That
No,
could be
it's connected.
Have you tried unplugging it and plugging it back in?
Have you tried
We should
doing
just left it. We
the
should have just left it
do-si-do?
as him sleeping.
You know what? I usually don't have a camera on, so didn't have it for a very long time, so it's fine.
I see.
So, hello and welcome to High Road, our D&D 5e adventure. Hey, it's Lee and the gamers. And yeah, we're here with you with episode 79 of High Road. And the party is traveling to Tordan, where they believe the White Chalk Pride will be making an attack soon. These raiders stand to destroy this village of presumably innocent farmers. You know, they could all be bastards for all you guys know. You haven't met them yet. And
That's very true.
yeah, along the road, they're taking the fastest direct line. It's behind some hills out in the back country of Western Cathadak, near some mountains and hills kind of known to be troll country. And they just seen a very large figure come in and is conversing with some humanoid-looking figures in town about 5 miles away. And they're camped out for the night, and I believe that's where we fucking left it off last time. So, before we league in, I'd like to remind everyone about a few ways that you can interact with the stream. In no particular order, these are Dangerous to Go Alones. You're down in the bottom right, chat box, spend 2,000 channel points, designate a character name. I'll give them an item or insight of my choosing at that time that will help them out. And these can vastly impact the story. Left hand side, you'll see Wild Magic Surge meter. When you donate to the Money Honey About Me link and give the channel money, that will go up. When it reaches $50 here or any other stream, the event will go off as a Wild Magic Surge in the case of D&D 5e. And things will go crazy. It can alter the battlefield. It can totally change the flow of a fight and how it works out. And it's overall a rollicking good time. So, very much worth it. Happy for anyone who's looking to chip in. All that said and done, I believe it is gamer time. As we find ourselves here around the... You guys didn't set a campfire, did you?
Yes.
I think you just rolled up. It's raining. You rolled up. It's raining. you kind of like pitched your tents, and Tento noticed this shit, and they pretty sure that's right where we left off. But I try and leave off right after there, and you guys had like a conversation about something.
Oh yeah, that was when Orochi was talking about pool boys and other things that didn't exist in this world.
Why was
Oh,
Orochi
yeah.
talking about pool boys?
I don't. That's me.
That was Orochi breaking the fourth wall because Lee wasn't here to stop us from breaking the fourth wall.
I like. Was there a resort?
us.
Was there a resort next to your like hermitage where you'd go and like work as a pool boy every now and again, like
That's exactly.
like getting some
This
side
very was
hermit money?
reminiscing.
It's like my cheat day, you know.
Yeah, you're like
I put away the hermit life for like a day.
yeah. 6 days a week, isolated hermit. 7th day of the week, I'm the pool boy. So, world's best traveled pool boy Orochi stands near a fire as a light fog falls and rain pitter patters around as they find the group finds themselves the backcountry of Cathadak, with this strange happening conveyed to them by Tento. How would the party be feeling about this? Yeah, what are you thinking? What are you saying? What are you doing?
I think we went.
I think last session we went over our thoughts about the.
Troll and the other humanoids.
Oh, all right. Well, what do you do
At
that
least I'm pretty
night?
sure, at least.
What do you do that night? I would say.
I would ask if we know anything about the village that we're going to, besides the fact that it might be ransacked soon.
You could roll me a history.
Oh my god,
Yes.
120L.
120L
it's
is a
doing
really
his job.
fast patrol. Zion
Why is
actually
he so
pulled out
fast
a
though?
hilariously oversized soy soldier crank, wound it really tight around, and is like it's going. It's basically just like helicopter blading behind it right now.
Ah, yes. I smart boy.
I would also let you roll an insight to see if you picked up anything about it while you were around town, maybe.
Oh my god. Well,
Well, it's not one. It's
there you go.
and hell, yet again.
And
Only
that's-
2 rolls into the session, and halfling lucky yet again, proving its worth.
I don't think there's ever a time where I want to roll a 1. So.
Yeah. Yeah, you know that you know. So if nobody else is gonna roll, then I'll just tell Tento what he knows. I'll tell Tento what he knows either way, and then if you want to, you guys can maybe know more. More or less, you believe that the town that you are seeing is Fellswort. Fellswort is a place to the west of Heel's End. It's not really a place lots of people go. It's known for growing leafy greens and root vegetables. Their town is kind of like up against the cliff, and a lot of their produce is just like things that you can grow in like a cliffside village. Their resources, they would probably be good mining country, but it's troll country. In fact, it's right up against troll country. And the main thing that people have to say about Fellswort after an awkward pause is kind of strange that it's, in troll country, huh? But I guess the villagers just know how to avoid them. And what is more broadly discussed is that people who are perhaps being more cautious avoid taking the path you're taking right now because there are unconfirmed reports of people who were last seen passing towards Fellswort or past Fellswort and never getting seen again. But they're not common enough that you're like super sussed. It's just because it's backcountry hills of Cathadak and there's orc raiders out there right now. So like,
So you
but
don't think
this is going to be this is to reach the place you're going in time. This was what you had to do, so you were doing it either way.
Yeah.
Yeah, as 120L goes with a soft pitter patter of metal feet on wet grass. What are y'all doing? Is Lonnie having another night under the stars with Lumi?
Probably.
chilling in the grass. Zion, obviously, sentry's resting. I assume, but could be wrong, that
Did
you
we-
guys.
Did we do
Oh.
a fire?
No, because we're too close to the town.
Okay, well, does Orochi want first or second watch then?
I
Because
don't-
realistically, only two of us can keep watch.
I don't have a strong preference.
I think Lonnie usually takes first, and
Or she's
Unless I'm
second.
unless I'm mistaken, I shouldn't have used any spell slots anyways.
I do have a question for Lonnie, actually.
Oh, great! More conversations coming out of left field.
I got Lonnie, how well are you at controlling water? Because I've seen you do it before, back at the tower.
It's rather new to me. Did you have something in mind?
How much can you move at once?
That's a good question. A rather large amount. I mean, I can't really get like. What is the closest to 100 feet?
What is 100 feet of water? Doesn't matter how deep it is, or like.
It's a cube of 100 feet. What is comparable to 100 feet? Is that like a building? That's longer than a building, right?
There are
What is a decent
there-
measurement for 100 feet?
there are buildings that are 100 feet wide, but yeah, I mean,
For context, that is 748 gallons of water.
It's 100 by 100 foot cube. Lonnie's going to point to a tree that is maybe around like 50 feet away. Actually,
there's like a tree within 50 feet. Off
Or
to
like-
the side.
or like 100, or like kind of close to 100 feet away. It's like, I think I saw when I was trying it out. I think I saw some water around there also move.
Is that your line there, Casey?
No, that's Lee's line.
That's-
Lonnie's gonna try to point to like
That's
100
mine.
something 100. Oh, okay.
Okay.
Yeah, I have no idea what someone would use to describe 100 feet.
Yeah, so
It's
you.
actually around like 10 horses. No. Yeah,
What's 100
like
feet?
15 horses.
100 feet, like broadly the area around this area of which we are cognizant. Like, you know, like the render
Oh,
distance on account
wow.
of the fog, you know.
Yeah. Yeah, you know what? Yeah, Lonnie's going to point to a tree that she can actually no, she can't even see that far in the dark.
It's a
Yeah.
lot.
Yeah, because what do you got,
Y'all
like 30?
struggle with this, but y'all couldn't handle my fourth wall breaking conversation.
It's okay. We can
I'm
use
trying to
Tento.
find a way to describe it. You
We
know
can
what?
use Tento as a measuring stick.
Oh,
Alright,
yeah.
Tento, write down.
Yeah, you know what? Yeah,
Like that.
Lonnie is going to point to the furthest tree she sees. Kind of forgetting that Tento can't actually see that far either. It's like, I think like around, like I definitely saw some water moving around there.
What are you pointing at?
But the tree over there.
Lonnie, I can't see that. What? It's dark, Lonnie.
Well, I don't know. It's several. It was definitely at least like several carts away. I think that I saw the water still moving. How I
And-
wanted it to.
And how far can you be from a water source to move it? What's your range?
I haven't really tried testing the limits, but it seemed rather far away. For context, it's like 300 feet, I think. So
Do you have to see the water to move it? I'm asking all these relevant questions.
It actually does not specify. I need to see the water.
So you just need
Yeah.
to know
So
it's
so
there.
when that I think like when yeah I don't think I need to see it because when the water kind of flooded the room, I still felt it was going even though I wasn't quite sure where it was going. Like I couldn't see where it was going.
Interesting. Alright. I have no good questions. Feel like answering any other questions I might have?
Why do you why are you so curious about it all of a sudden?
Real quick about these orc raiders. Do we have any idea what they might be wearing? What kind of armor they might have?
Hey Rishi, you heard bathwater was being sold here. Is that right? No, Rishi, I haven't opened up my storefront yet. Don't worry though.
Yeah, we're getting there.
Yeah, I'm working on it.
We're working our way
Gamer
up.
Boy bathwater production will begin when morale improves. But yeah, so we're discussing the ranges of spells right now. What kind of armor they might wear? In your general experience as a scout and someone who runs around, probably a mix of light and medium armors. One or two of them might be like veritable walking tin cans, plate or half plate, but that's not quite so common, in part because those are a high, like, okay, the average like orc pride is going to bring some forge equipment with them, but not the tools and resources necessary to properly maintain plate armor. So they are probably not going to bother with something that's going to weigh them down that much if it's not as serious as plate. Are you looking for anything more specific than that, like material?
No, just curious.
All right. I mean, that's broad. Like, generally speaking, they don't have a uniform. They are a group of ideologically aligned orcs who have more or less formed a warband. If you want to know more about that, you could roll history or religion and know about what they might be wanting to do or why they might have formed or anything like that. But
Help. Help with my history rolls.
the range.
Why can't I be a smart boy?
Zion.
Do I see him? Do I see him straining his brain? Can I get his guidance?
That really-
Yeah, you can.
I like that.
A light dings on
Or
behind
Tinto.
Zion's eye crystal as it's like, I've come up with a new recipe, by which it means it knows a little something something. So the Chalk White Pride does remind Zion of an ancient text on metallurgy which talked about theories on the production of a certain kind of alloy found in ancient Kartesh weapons. Kartesh being the brood of orc that primarily makes up this pride. Generally speaking, Zion would know that orc prides will sometimes fight alongside the Aurori. They less frequently try to pick fights with them because you are much more likely to enter into an Aurori province and find that the average person knows how to fight, because so many of them have been drafted and been veterans of previous campaigns. So this is kind of unusual. Based on historical precedent, the Chalkwhite Pride probably wants something in particular. If they wanted to go knock over a farming village, the Atoya clan is incredibly weak with a child ruler who needs a regent, is unpopular, and is basically in a civil war right now. They're a great target right across the border, so why raid here rather than there? And none of these villages are particularly valuable. Maybe they could get some real cash money if they hit Radachi, but they're probably not rocking enough people to take down Radachi now that you guys have reinforced it. Or now that the heirs of Osor have reinforced it alongside other groups that you are allied with. But when Zion considers the historical possibilities, one possibility does sort of come into clear lens focus. You know that there is an albino Kartesh with them. The albinos are considered holy figures among the Kartesh. They are assumed to be touched by the Orc Mother for some divine purpose. And it sounds like this person has a personal warband and a personal vendetta. And you think that the historical context doesn't really leave any broad reason for them to be doing this or hitting these villages in the order they're hitting them. You think, based on what you're looking at and what you know about how this sort of group would operate, they're looking for someone or something. There is an objective, and it is not being publicly broadcast. The only way to find out would probably be to talk to them, or find what they're looking for before they do, and intuit that it's what they want. Of course, that's not necessarily the case. Religious leaders don't always make the most logically informed decisions, but that's Zion's perspective. So yeah, I don't know if Zion would share that or not. But yeah, you to reference Lonnie, you could have guided Tento's history, but Tento ain't gonna get more than that. Is probably what I would like to say.
I think that's a pretty safe bet. The reason sorry, what did you say, Zion?
Oh, right. No, main thing is I like the idea of Lonnie seeing him think too hard and it's like,
Yeah,
fine.
it's like struggling, like.
Right,
The struggle bus has departed the station.
Brain, please, work.
Tento, are you shaking your
Zion,
poop?
I'm thinking.
Oh,
I'm trying to think.
I thought you were pooping. My bad.
No.
Yeah,
Ah, forget
I'll
it.
just throw out all that information.
Oh, wow. Are you telling me that people are following another holy figure? Sounds kind of familiar to someone else. Hey, it's even reference to a color. White, green. Okay. These people are weird. But, why I asked Lonnie is because, you know, water is a great way to displace people. Especially if there's a lot of them.
From to the tent, you hear Orochi say, "Wind is also very good at displacing people."
I thought you were asleep.
What?
Alright, go. What? Why are you awake?
Why aren't you sleeping?
Why aren't you sleeping?
I don't know.
You're second watch.
Is everyone first watch and I'm second watch?
Well, Zion here doesn't need to sleep, and I generally just stay up. Why are you asking? Go to sleep. Also,
Look at the cam. I am sleeping.
Scout,
also, water's
Oh wait, no,
better
you
than
guys can't see my
wind.
cam anymore.
Scout, that might be true, but Hurricane over there has more control over who he displaces.
Yes, but if you say what if you say is true, how much water you can control, it becomes irrelevant. If we can just dump a lake on someone,
It becomes relevant when we're also there.
well, I trust they have enough control to not just dump it on us too. Just agree.
Well,
Lonnie.
I'll think about it.
Okay. Do I have anything else that's filled it? No, I think that's all I gotta say. Okay, yeah, that's it for me.
Indeed. So, the knight welcomes you. The rain and wind and almost seem buffeted off of the mountains to the west, as if though these grand, foreboding spires roll them out as a carpet in the sky, unbothered by their rumbling and waking. The occasional copse of trees and the grasslands and sparse forest around you do shake a bit. The hills to the east acting as a decent windbreak, but you're just outside of range to really be covered from that. So you spend a night on the plain. Now, who is second watch?
Orochi.
Alright, so everybody who would be asleep for second watch, put yourself in a tent, or turn yourself sideways if you're sleeping out in the woods or in the grass, you know, and Zion gets in the Zion gets in the would-be fire pit and just stands there. Alright.
Look, with
Let's
one of his
imagine
cores,
Zion's
I'm
head-
pretty sure he's gonna be better than a fire pit for light.
True.
I just imagine Zion's head just rotating 360 constantly. Like a siren.
Oh, so is it what sparks a siren creepypasta in this world?
Indeed. But so what are the passive perceptions of our waking friends?
13.
15.
Alright.
Without dark vision.
Let me just casually roll this dice here.
Now, why
I
would you
don't-
need to do that?
Just very
I don't know about
casually roll a
120L.
d20. 120L is not better than yours, I'm pretty sure. Huh. Well, so here's the thing, alright? 120L is doing its rounds. Orochi and Zion are on watch. Would you two have been discussing or doing anything during this time? Or are you just chilling, looking out?
Not particularly. I don't have anything to like of significance to discuss.
You sure you don't want to ask about the finer details of Zion spells, such as range and and duration?
Zion, about how many amphitheaters do you think your longest attack range could hit? And do you feel like you'd be about -5 is good at shooting somebody out from past a certain part of that range? No. So, yeah, at around, it's hard to say, you don't have timepieces, but you'd say a good hour into your watch, Orochi, you hear a heavy snap of twigs behind a rock just south of the campsite.
Why did I place myself south?
Does this snap feel like, oh, probably some critter stepped on it, or oh, something with decent weight stepped on something?
Give me... Oh, gosh, because this is... I'm going to say give me a perception. But I hear an argument for investigate if you prefer.
Hey, first
Well-
roll is a 20.
Well, we got... Holy shit. So, like, of our first 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 rolls of the night, 2 nat 20s, 1 nat 1. Alright. Alright.
You know it down to the gram, the weight of what just stepped on that branch.
Yeah. So, you know definitely that something just stepped on it, and not only that, but you, as they like peel back a little, you see the precise outline of what would rather to you appear to be a goblin. They kind of like lurch into the grass and try and remain very still. Their coat is interwoven with leaves and bits of grass, as if though some sort of almost made like a fisherman's net, but with a cloth underlining, like a garment, and then strung through with bits of local foliage. You can see their outline perfectly, and you hear them swear under their breath a goblinese word for shit. There are several. And they just kind of like huddle there in a tight...
So I'm assuming both Zion and I noticed this, right?
So, you both hear the snap, but I haven't seen Zion's perk roll.
I thought you were only talking to Orochi.
Oh, sorry.
I did not
No.
know.
So I'm just. Well, you were on the lookout though at the time, yeah.
Yes.
Okay, you see a small shadowy figure, from near where you heard the snapping, kind of like go prone in the grass, Zion. You don't get quite everything Orochi does, but you do see where they are.
You didn't mention of any like hostile intent, right? Or like, is that not something I would have picked up?
Who?
Because I only got like outlines and like.
Intent is unclear. This is like you can see. Do you have dark vision?
Yes, I do.
Oh, okay. How many feet?
60.
Yeah, they're completely within your dark vision. You don't see them holding a weapon, but beyond that, you're getting a black and white image of someone's face. They definitely look like they were hiding. They're not trying to be seen. You'd probably need to get closer and maybe either talk to them or spend more time studying their movements to get some further idea. Definitely get the vibe they were spying on you, though.
Yeah. How much like reaction are you giving us to the branch snapping and like instant?
Like the instant the branch snaps.
Like, how much can I do in reaction? Like, can I like fly up a little bit and
Do
like
you want to do
warning
it?
shot?
Do you want to do it before he hits the ground, or do you want to do it after he hits the ground? Within seconds, within 2 seconds of the crack, he is fully on the ground. After that, he remains on the ground for the immediate future, during which time you and Zion are free to act. If you do something offensive, he will probably react. But you're free to do what you will.
I wouldn't like. So the first instant would be I would fly up.
Alright, so as he hits the ground, he sees you fly into the air.
And then my second instinct would be to do a warning lightning shot to this boulder.
Mhm.
Not at him. Or her,
Okay.
actually, we never specified. But like just at the boulder, and I just like say out loud like, I don't know what your intent is, my friend, but if you're here to look for trouble, you're not gonna walk away.
Alright, so there's a thunder clap as this rock cracks slightly under the impact, and they manage to remain completely still. Yeah, no, that shit wakes everyone up. You hear a thunder clap, and you're like, "Oh shit! Is there lightning and thunder? Oh, it's Orochi."
What happened?
Roshi's flying over the camp.
Orochi, what are you doing?
A little bit of static electricity crackles around him, and you see the faint afterglow in your eyes of the lightning, but it's gone by the time you're awake.
What
I don't remember a
Orochi, what are you
storm.
doing?
What?
What happened?
Tento, you actually wouldn't be able to see me except for like the sparks of lightning that come off of me when I'm in this like combat mode.
Oh.
But
You-
you will notice me up in the air, some plot convenient feat.
Yeah, you see
So why are you-
Oroshi's got
what
the
is
gamer
that
backlighting.
noise? What is happening? Orochi.
Oh my god.
Yeah,
God.
Lonnie is gonna see him up in the air and try and put two together and try to look around for.
Hmm.
What happened? What woke me up?
And Zion,
Why'd you wake us up?
are you moving in any further on the goblin?
Nope. I'm
Is he,
taking
like-
a defensive stance.
And
Is he in like plain sight?
No, he's trying to hide in the grass. Give me a perception test. Or actually, what's your passive? Actually, no.
12.
Mine is
roll-
19.
Roll it because you are actively searching. I mean, let me put it this way: if Zion would at all, if Zion is looking dead at this person, okay, you see him. You can see him. You see there's a goblin, completely inert on the ground, tensed up, clenched, absolutely clenched on the ground. And Orochi, they don't move in response to what you say.
If you
Wait,
want
do
to
I see
just
them?
talk, we can talk this out. We'll be civilized.
All right. Roll me either a persuasion or intimidation, depending on how you're feeling. Depending on the delivery of that one.
Definitely intimidation.
Alright.
Lonnie is just
14.
going to prepare a hold person if he looks like he's about to bolt.
All right.
Or they look like they're about to bolt.
You hear a goblin who pops up. You see, looks like a boy goblin. He's like, "Whoa, hey, don't lightning me." And he slowly rises, hands up, and says, there's like a shaking tremble to his voice. And he looks pretty worn out. There's a shirt on under this weird suit he's got on. It's ripped, it's crumpled, and he's got a nice looking leather pouch at his side, which seems to be the most valuable thing he has on him. That seems a bit dented and crumpled and stained. And he does have a dagger at his side, but it's sheathed. He holds up his hands and he's like, "Listen, I didn't know who you were," and he looks between Zion and 120L. You're not with the Eye, are you? I mean, if you are, it's fine. I've only ever seen these things with them. Or with the attack.
We are
Who
not
are
with
you?
you. We are a third party.
Alright, third party.
Just want to make sure you're not here to cause trouble.
No, listen, oh god. He kind of like shivers a little and he looks around and he says, look, I've had a really bad run of luck. My whole life's upside down. And, I'm trying to find the few people I was clinging to with what remains of... and he kind of like trails off and says, my business venture.
Wait, Lee, you said that the only thing that doesn't look gruffed on him or messed up is the leather bag that he has?
Yeah, he's got like a leather pouch on his belt. It looks nice. It looks like it was once nice. Now it's like crumpled and stained. Like if you tried to fence this at Grandma, she would not give you much for it, but it probably cost him a lot to buy.
Oh. Does your venture have to do with anything that's in your bag there?
And he's like, I'm already broke, please. I mean,
Hey,
I know where
we're
to...
just asking. We're just asking each other questions.
He's like, yeah,
Alright.
all right. I'll tell you everything. I'll tell you everything. No need for any more lightning or anything to go on. He looks at 120L and he looks at Zion, and he's like, and he kind of looks around. And he's like, so he looks at 120L. He looks at Zion. 120L is just sort of standing there until given more orders. You're not the kinds of things that came out of the mountains, right?
Nope.
Okay, good.
Well, yes,
He steps
we
back a
came
little
up
bit.
It's
of that
not-
mountain.
Technically.
I can't.
It's not with them.
All right. They swept through and wiped out everybody who was living south of Radachi, west of the river. And everybody who lived, we picked up everything we had and we ran. I didn't want to run to Radachi, and I didn't want to wind up the Old Bailey in prison breaking rocks. I ran west for a while, and Wallbridge was all right. And then the Chalk White Pride attacked, tore the place apart, screaming. I don't understand that much Orcish. I don't know what they were saying, but they were definitely, I don't know. Anyway, I ran. I came here with 2 people. Let me put it that way. And we bought a room at the inn. And in the night, I heard something outside the room. I said I was going to go check it out. I went outside. There was nothing. I heard some sort of commotion up in the room. And just like that, there was a scream, and I kind of pales, and he says, I ran. I didn't stay. I ran out of the village. I thought something was strange. They'd closed the gates at night, and there were people watching there. I slid out through a gutter, splashed down in the rainwater, hit the ground, ran. I made this cloak while I was running. I pulled it out, got out. It's like I'm a coward, but I'm a survivor. And I can't leave this place until I know at least what's happened to the people who went in there. He looks at all of you and says, I don't know if you're fetchers looking for magic swords, mercenaries, or partisans in this war, but if there is a good soul between you, I entreat you, one braver than I. There are 2 innocent people in that town. But I think, he looks over, that if they're still alive, they're in grave danger.
Which town was this?
He jerks his thumb at there's only one town in visible distance. It is, I mean, like, you can't see it actually. It's nice as fuck. But he jerks in the direction of Felsvort, and you would confirm Felsvort, the cliffside town. All those pretty
hey.
gardens and moss-side cliffs. Pretty exterior hides something strange underneath.
Of course it is.
He
Of course it has
shivers.
to be the place we were heading to. Of course it does.
Time to go find and Lonnie's gonna start looking around for an animal or two in the vicinity then.
Alright, I would say the commotion has stirred up a groundhog who's like popped out his head. And he's looking around like
Another groundhog!
He's like, what the fuck? Like, you looking back and forth, like, why is there lightning claps? He's been slightly pushed out of his holes as well by like the rain. So he's like kind of like up in some shrubs, but kind of covered by some dirt he's dug into that hasn't yet been overtaken. Yeah. The groundhog kind of looks over at you, like kind of like tenses up a little, hoping that if it doesn't move, you won't see it. Following dinosaur rules.
I was gonna like it's okay. Sorry about the noise. It's not gonna storm or anything.
Oh. Okay. And it kind of looks at you and it's like, oh, I understand you.
Yeah, I wanted to talk to you to see if you could help me out, but if you're too tired, then
well, I mean, I don't have anything to do but sit in the rain and chat. So, you know, if you're, you know, what you
What a nice
what you looking for?
rover. Groundhog, sorry.
Yeah, what you interested in? You know,
do you know anything about the town over
town,
there?
Town, smells of blue bloods. I don't like it. I stay away.
Blue Bloods?
I don't know. It just what smells blue. I don't know. One of those things, you know, like how you know to dig a tunnel or what leaves taste like. It's just one of those things.
That's what how leaves taste like.
You'll know what the conversation's like.
I know, I'm that voice in your head.
Do you know if there's like anything? Oh, I don't know if you've seen other towns, but do you know if it's like a little weird at night?
It kind of shows around. It's like I don't go near the town, but I hear from some hogs that've been over there that you know, they when they burn up the meat, sometimes there's a different smell to it, you know.
Huh.
I don't know about tall thing eating, but you know, I just chew grass. I'm a hog of the cud, you know what I'm saying?
I don't suppose you know, like, what kind of meat? Like, are they hunting other animals around here?
They hunt anything. I mean, I was afraid I'd get grabbed up if I got close to town, so I never get close to town. But the people there, they do some hunting, but they don't do that much hunting.
Okay.
But sometimes there's big lumbering footsteps, and normally quite a smell on those nights. Maybe it's not those nights. Maybe it's around those nights. I don't know. I got the instincts of a hedgehog. I've got the mind of a hedgehog, you know?
Well, thank you, friend. Just
Anytime.
yeah,
It shows
Lonnie's
me.
just gonna do a druid craft just to double check the weather if it's going to rain or not.
Well, so
did you
it's
ask
it's still
from?
lightly raining. It
Or like if it's actually gonna storm later, because she's not gonna say it's not gonna storm and it storms.
there's not gonna be like a lightning storm. This is like a light early spring shower, and it will abate early in the morning.
Oh, well, Lonnie will just let him know that the rain shouldn't get any heavier, but it's gonna last till morning. So sorry about the scare. But it's really fine.
All right. Say, oh, thanks for the weather. I'm waiting for Lonnie to become the Jim Cantori of groundhogs.
Lonnie's the one that tells them if they should come
Come out or
up and
not.
see their shadow.
Amazing. So, yeah, this dude, he introduces himself. His name is Cal. And he explains that he used to be a peddler. He had a general store, and it was entirely destroyed during the first the flood and then the ensuing attack.
Jesus.
So anyway, the flood comes and wipes out my store, and I'm like, well, at least I survived. And you know, me and my neighbors, we can rebuild. And the attack came, and then most of my neighbors died. So we ran, and we're like, well, at least we're at Wallbridge. Now we're far from the war. And then the orcs arrived, and we ran, and there's two others by then, and we were talking about maybe we try and leave Cathadak. I mean, it can be rough out there for us, but gotta be better than this, right? I mean, things have absolutely gone to shit. Till the war is over, I don't think anything's gonna get better, and who knows when that's gonna happen. Feels like it's been going on for over a year.
Because it has. In our time, at least.
Ironically, less time has happened in this D&D campaign than in real life for the Gathadak arc, because it's gone from early spring to mid-spring. You're mid-spring
Oh,
right
really?
now.
Don't say!
That sounds about right.
You've been here a few weeks.
It's only been a few weeks.
Yeah, it's been like maybe 3 weeks, maybe less. So Cal's like, anyway, yeah, it's been a rough 3 weeks, and who knows how long this war's gonna drag on for. So we're thinking about maybe trying to get out of here. That's why we're at the border. We hear that there's some ancient pass that opened up, but that's where those red iron things came out of, and I don't want to go in that direction. Seems like a quick way to die. And it's the Diamond Worm Pass, but I mean, I ain't exactly liking my luck on waking the worm. You know what I'm saying? And I guess the Chalkwhite Pride or whoever they are supposed to be stationed up in one of the pass. So there's no real way to get out to Ava. So we're thinking we might have to try and find a way to the north or the hills or the west of the hills. I mean, I know it was crazy to come to Troll Country, but we ran through them hills, ran by Heel's End. That old fort, we saw a weird glow in there in the night. We weren't interested in going over there. I said, no siree. We'll head west. We'll find the first village, buy a place for the night, figure it out in the morning. It turns out we didn't get to the morning to figure anything out. So anyway, I had a long streak of bad luck. This war has torn my life apart, and I'm trying to hang on to the last two people I know and give a damn about in this world. So I take it quite kind that you'd look into it.
Yeah, like I said earlier, we were heading there anyways.
Well, watch
We'll
yourself.
make sure to find.
Something a little shifty about I don't know.
Well, we'll make sure to find your friends. Is there any place that we should tell them to meet you at? Is
Cal looks around and he's like, I don't know, I've been hiding in these fields, but to be honest, I don't feel safe. And Shin, could you give me that next perception disadvantage?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
damn, look at that.
Good.
Shin, you do notice that, like, further out, beyond even your dark vision and only kind of illumined by being temporarily skylighted on a bit of elevation, kind of like against the gray of the mountains in the moonlight, you see some shapes moving somewhere to the west. It's a subtle thing at hundreds of feet's distance. Maybe 3 people, you see.
Are
In
they
what
people?
direction?
West, towards the mountains, towards the hills, cliffs.
Is that also the direction that Tento noticed the trolls and huddled people?
Kind of. The town is southwest of where you are. The hills that are troll country are west and southwest, and a bit further beyond that. So this is kind of the area around town, broadly speaking. But somebody who lives there would presumably already be back for the night, unless they had some business out here. Of course, you are in a fairly open area, so if they were, I don't know, camping for the night, and then heard a strange thunderclap,
Nah, that's normal. So,
Ah,
Be
yes.
more quiet when you're clapping cheeks.
yeah.
these
Alright.
thunder thighs, you can't contain them.
Oh no,
We don't need to hear that. We didn't need to hear that.
that's
Anyways,
That's-
Anyways.
Lonnie asked our new goblin buddy. Does the term blue blood mean anything to you?
He's like, blue blood? You mean like a rich person? Or, he thinks about it, and he's like, I don't know, I mean, I guess there are some things that literally have blue blood.
Can you think of any? And Lonnie also wants to think on that.
You guys give me a nature. And in fact, you could give me a nature with advantage, all of you, because you've definitely seen something bleed blue in the past week. Mhm.
Definitely not past weekend in our time was this.
Nature.
So Orochi can't quite recall, but everybody else remembers that trolls bleed blue.
Who does? I'm sorry.
Trolls.
Ah.
Trolls have blue blood. It's highly prized, in fact. Those of you... So, Zion and Tento and Lonnie know that it's very valuable. And know that it's very useful for making healing potions and even potions of restoration or regeneration. Tento and Zion would know that it's also something that you could, generally speaking... Well, Tento probably knows. Tento knows you can sell it for a pretty penny. Zion knows it is valuable and you could probably sell it to a, alchemist.
Were there any trolls in the town when you went?
Trolls? His eyes wide and he's like, damn. Did you say this was troll country? He thinks about it and he's like, no. He hesitates and says, but there was a big depression in the mud. Kind of assumed they just moved a barrel from it, but now I think about it, it was shaped a little weird. Could have been a footprint. He narrows his eyes and he's like, but why would a troll be in town?
Yeah.
Let me. So there was like some nights there were weird footsteps. That's when the weird smelling blood, the weird smelling meat. happened?
That's around the time the weird smelling meat happens.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean,
Okay.
the troll could have taken over the town. Uses it to lure people in.
Cal's like, patrols aren't that smart, are they? I've never met a troll. To be
No.
fair, I'm kind of judging them. But
Think
I
I don't think the troll's always there, but I do think there's at least one that comes around on occasion.
Yeah. He could. Well, anyways, anyone got fire?
Cal's like, I'm all out of fire starters. You know, I used to have a whole rack of torches back in my general store before it was taken by the flood. Now it's all washed up to the brine around Rodachi.
Sorry to hear that.
Out of character, Darren, you do know that your druid craft spell can start fires, right?
Yeah. Can start fires, but I don't know, like, if setting... It can start fires, but I don't think I can set a troll on fire. Let me put it like that. Unless I can I?
You could.
I thought you were asking for a campfire right now.
No,
Where
no,
did we
no.
jump
You
to
could,
a
no, mine
troll?
like fire weapons.
light a torch on fire or like a stick on
Yeah.
fire, and then
That's
use
what
it as a club that does 1 fire damage.
That's not bad, okay.
But yeah,
No,
you
I
I
can't.
thought you were
like-
asking for a fire right now.
No,
Like,
no,
what?
no, no. Like a weaponized fire.
Well,
not
you
just,
could-
like, convenient fire.
Yeah, I mean, you could use it environmentally, but it's more of an environmental effect that could get out of hand. Than it's no create bonfire or toss flame or anything.
That's
like
why I
that.
figured it was. That's why I was like, can I just set things on fire? I'm sure I can. Well, not creatures at least. Ooh, what if I cover them in oil? Can I set them on fire like that?
You could
Yeah,
certainly
probably start torch.
you could certainly light oil on fire, and then that would burn them if they're covered in oil.
Ooh.
Absolutely. I
Ooh,
presume
thoughts?
an hour long is going to disrupt my my long rest, right?
Or long. You mean if you did one right now?
If I did something for an hour, that would disrupt my long rest, right?
It depends on how intense it is. Are you considering doing the ritual?
Yeah.
I think that would disrupt your long rest.
Okay. Cool. Well, I think we were heading towards that town. If you want to stick around for the night.
Sure. I can't think of any place that'd be safer. You might not want to be seen with me, though. They know I've been in town. If they're suspicious, they might assume we've talked. Because, I mean, obviously we have.
Well, that's what the tents are for.
Alright. And he's down to visit, down to spend the night in your camp.
Alright, well. Guess let's start packing.
Huh?
Well, we gotta go now.
Still, we need to finish our long rest.
Oh,
Still only phase 2 of the night.
huh. Oh. Oh, hope his friends are gonna be okay.
I don't think there's. He said that the gates are locked anyways.
Ah, yes, it's not like we have people that could unlock things.
Kyle's like, to clarify, they're more like big barn doors in a palisade wall that they throw like a wooden bar over. So, I mean, although I guess you could jimmy the bar if you had some sort of long metal implement.
Like a Zion.
Does anyone have a really large credit card?
What's the credit card?
Zion whips out like a two-handed credit card.
How far away is the town, anyways?
It's roughly 5 miles from you. Sort of a thing you could see in the distance, but you weren't upon it.
5 miles. Okay. Time to look up a couple things before I commit to a rest. Entangled.
Yeah, so Cal is good to rest up for the night. Is there any further thing that you would tell 120L or each other as Lonnie ponders her magical on options and Lumi looks around like, I've got a bad feeling about this?
Ooh, why would you ever have a bad feeling about anything when you're around us? Only good feelings here.
Okay. How long would it take for a dryad who can jump from tree to tree, like 60 feet per turn, take to cover those 5 miles?
you're in a mostly open plain kind of region with the occasional copse of tree.
Okay.
So the tree jumping isn't going to help the dryad that much. But assuming the dryad just sprinted, let me do a little quick maths. Oh shit, my laptop's going to be too slow for this. Where's my fucking phone? Hold on. All right.
No, it's fine. If it's it doesn't seem like it's gonna be convenient for her to for one to get there. Yeah, I don't think. Oh, can I learn Scry? And if so, what level is it? I really want Scry.
Third level spell? Second level spell?
I don't think it's that low. If it is as wild. It's 5th level. Yeah, I was like, there's no way it's not on the cleric spell list.
5,080 feet. Okay, so 5,280 feet. The mile.
What the fuck? What are you doing?
We're gonna divide that into 60 feet. It's a 30 feet movement creature, right?
30 feet movement, but she can jump between 60 feet.
Okay, so that's
trees.
88 turns, 6-second turns. Okay, so we're multiplying 6 by 88. 528. Okay. 528
I wasn't aware this was a mass stream too.
seconds.
Okay.
Technically speaking, it only takes it takes a 30 feet creature 8.8 minutes to sprint 1 mile, assuming they can maintain their tactical speed entirely the entire time. So I would say that's a question of what their Constitution score is.
11.
Oh, she's gonna fucking be panting after the first 400 meters.
Yeah. Okay.
Like you ever run the mile in fucking like a gym class? Yeah. Not a good time.
Yeah. I don't think the other creatures I've thought of with Conjure Woodland Beings can even compare. So she was my best bet. Nope. I got nothing.
I mean, you could make pixies and, they could polymorph into something that moves fast.
Does that work like that?
It's again like it's 5 miles, and they would need to get there and back within the hour. So, yeah, I don't think this is happening, unfortunately.
So,
unless someone else has a better idea of what to do tonight, I say continue long rest.
I think we're gonna continue the long rest because I'd rather not roll exhaustion.
yeah.
Yeah.
So you guys rest into the morning. Yes.
Yes.
Lonnie's gonna see if Tento's willing to share a tent now that apparently it's raining and she doesn't want to deal with the rain.
Sure. I don't see why not.
Louis is also in the tent. So you're all
Louis
very
shows her
snug.
way in too.
Is
yes,
Cal in
but I
this
always
tent
wanted
or in
less
Oroshi's tent?
space. Oh, he's in
Roshi's
Oroshi's
still on
tent.
watch.
Yeah.
No, I thought my watch was over after this.
So you split into 2 watches.
Yeah.
Regardless, you guys rest. You guys pop into the tents. It's a warm, musty night. And in the morning, you guys break camp. The rain has abated, and it's kind of like a mid-morning haze. There's dew. There's a light suggestion of fog impeding long-term vision. But it's really distant, and it looks like it's just like it's gonna roll off pretty soon.
2 hours before everyone wakes up, Zion's gonna swap everything from the infusion bag of holding into the actual bag of holding,
Nice.
and then stare at the mango for a while.
You give me an investigate.
The mango is Wait, is Zion actually the mango?
It's like the Lord of the Rings, like Zion's turned to golems, like precious.
So
Wait, is Zion staring at the mango for like an hour? Everyone just wakes up
Zion-
and just looking.
No, not that one.
Zion considers the mango, and in considering the mango, Zion thinks that in this perfect entity, one can find all that is good about geometry, and you begin to extrapolate certain mathematical truths about the nature of your universe. For example, if you really think about it, Zion, if you move diagonally, you move even further than if you were to move north, south, east, or west. But how can that be? They're not equal amounts of space, yet you step 15 feet and you arrive further by moving diagonally. You believe that the mango holds the truth in the curvature of its stem and arrangement of its seeds. If only you could open it up and see, but then you would ruin this perfectly fresh mango. Still fresh. What is it at by this point?
+5.
Plus 6.
Wait, it's a +6? Oh, wait,
Yes,
that's
it's a
right.
plus 6.
Yeah.
That's alright.
Yeah, this +6 mango is perhaps the most potent and elegant thing, far beyond masterwork. The master craftsman would weep to gaze upon this thing. You, Zion, lacking tear ducts, can only hold it in a quiet sort of reverence and understand that you are incredibly blessed to have this thing within your hands. And you feel as if though you could write an entire mathematical treatise off of the insights gained from gazing upon this mango.
Nice.
So yeah, that's Zion and the Secrets of the Universe as discovered via Mango.
A mango.
In the morning, Cal's like, "Hey, so I can't really show my face in town. I don't know what the plan is here."
Lonnie is, well, yeah, well, just I spoke with the groundhog the other night, and yeah, and Lonnie's gonna go into how there's like heavy footsteps, probably the troll around the time when there's cooking meat, but it smells weird.
Cal's like,
There's
that sounds really bad. That sounds really, really bad.
I know
Hear him more.
Well, also, did the groundhog say blue bloods? Like multiple?
Said the smell of blue blood.
Oh, okay.
You didn't say singular or plural
Okay.
entities that have
Yeah.
it.
I think that was it. It was just the heavy footsteps of Wyvern smell and the blue blood. So, yeah, well, you guys figure out what we should do. I'm going to try to learn more about this town. And Lonnie's gonna go back into a tent and start
Hey,
the ritual.
Lonnie, are you gonna talk to more groundhogs? I mean, gophers. What are they, groundhogs or gophers?
They think they were groundhogs. Groundhogs around. So
I don't think I took one, did I?
Well, Lonnie is going to just say, like, I'm going to need an hour, but
Fento hands out some magic. Zion hands out some magical tattoos via needle. Lonnie, you meditate and you feel a clearness in your eye. And what you expect to take an hour is actually closer to 10 minutes.
oh shit.
Uh,
Is it gonna be like instantaneous if I go by the eye then?
And if you make the roll, so you make a wisdom and a charisma. Is that correct?
Wisdom and charisma,
Yeah.
I get to choose which one's first, but the first check is most important, so I always make charisma first.
All right.
It's just straight charisma, I believe.
Cal's like, oh, that's nice. I do have a dagger, but I
not
can always use
supposed
two.
to be advantage.
I
So
can
it's
start
a
out my
hot 6.
peddler business with this. Thank you.
It's a 6.
All right. So, yeah. So you feel a tormented warping in the eye, a screaming, almost as if though there's some recognition of you, and I don't know, something that you might have done involving this pool at some point. Who could say? You definitely didn't throw any stones in there, though. Wasn't you. Don't know what you're talking about. So sorry.
Look,
Goodbye.
that was someone else.
Your eye sort of slips over Fellswart. Your eyes streamed over to the towers of Raziwa, bounds back. You are lost in this milieu. You begin to get a migraine. Your head is twisting. Give me the wisdom save. The wisdom check.
Oh,
Sorry,
wisdom.
check.
Okay, I was like, save. I'll happily take a save.
And you're trying to focus on Fellswart, yeah?
Yeah.
You vaguely see the town, and you see that there's these pathways up above it that are crisscrossing up into the cliff face and that go into the rock, and into the hills and the mountains. And you see it's got two wooden gates. They're open now. People move about, and try and glean any details. Your mind kind of winds up skipping off of it, and 10 minutes later, you're back where you were sitting, and you haven't learned that much, unfortunately,
Nope.
with the 6. But you do have a rough, what you would call, you have like you get a glimpse, and you have like a rough bird's eye view of what the town's like. There's two gates. There's lots of cliffside gardens and such, and there is a path deeper into the hills and the mountains.
I
No.
don't think anything like this has been established, and or not established. I presume I get the feeling like if I were to try this again, it wouldn't really change the result, since it now only takes 10 minutes instead of an hour, right?
Right. So you get the feeling that the eye in the woods is not as cooperative with you as it might be. So even though it's happening faster, it might still have the same refractory period. It might still be an hour cooldown.
Okay, cool.
Also,
Just
because
put-
it was your eye that was
Yeah.
purified, but the pool is still a little murky.
Okay. Just want to know what the limits are so I don't abuse this. Cool. Lonnie emerges from the tent a lot earlier than I think everyone expected.
Lumi's like, "Mom?"
Tim's gonna be like, what did the gopher say to you?
I mean, it was, first off, it was a groundhog. And secondly, it's I didn't ask them. I don't know what's going on in the town though. The gates are open, but that's all I really know.
Oh, well, at least that means we don't have to sneak in. And...
Yep. Hey, Afterbite 3. Yeah, so you guys have done your recon. Are you prepared to head out to the really cool town of Felsenwart where nothing bad is happening?
Yeah, nothing bad.
And Cal's
Or-
like, where should I wait for you guys while you're in town? I mean, they've seen my face, and I don't know what's happened to my companions. I can describe them to you. One is a bugbear woman, very large, tall. Her name is Vodka, and
I'm sorry. Oh, okay.
and the other is is a fellow goblin. His name is Uyarn. So yeah, and I heard a punch up. Vodka, she's strong, but she's not really a warrior. She knows how to break a board over somebody in a bar fight. But if there were enough people, they could have swarmed her. And Uyarn, he was a farmer. I think he'd been thrown in the line with the skulkers and knows how to shoot a short bow, but he didn't have one on him. So I don't think they won whatever fight happened in the room while I was out.
Do you think they will trust us if we just say that we know you?
Yeah, if you say that you're a friend of Cal's, that'll probably be enough.
Yeah, considering we might be saving them from a labyrinth situation, I think they'll trust us.
He nods and
I
he's
don't know.
like, I hope they're there.
Their initial reaction is most likely what Cal had with Zion and 120L.
And Cal's like, yeah,
don't
but
think
to be
trust
fair,
is
at
gonna be the
night,
first thing that comes
at
to
night,
mind.
I couldn't tell that they weren't, you know, red iron. Although, you know, what are they?
You tell that they're not red iron in the daytime?
Yeah, I did because there's the sun.
Okay,
Or
I don't
what do
know.
you-
Like, my assumption is the first reaction is they're the eye, they're the
Well, I mean, to be fair, to even know that the eye have stuff like 120L is slightly more than common knowledge. But reasonably speaking, like a merchant would know.
Well, Lonnie is going to like put a hand on Cal's shoulder and just be like, "We'll let you know if we hear any news, or if we find anything." Just go wherever you think is safest, and we'll find you. And Lonnie's gonna transfer the bond over to him from the Chimera,
Oh, okay. That's
or I could do
alright.
it from Orochi.
Keep tradition,
I'll be
I see.
surprised.
Alright.
So this is the group. This is the group tread forth.
Yeah.
To stress there,
Tread
guys.
far?
Tread what? Is he
Tread
here?
And Cal's
Are they?
gonna hide in a bush, basically outside town, right?
I told him
It's
wherever
whatever's
he
safest.
thinks is safest, we'll find him
He's
later.
got basically a ghillie suit on. There's a generally speaking north and eastern. This is a single 5-mile hex pop, so I'm not really gonna not to like march set and all that jazz. You arrive in town, right? Or you arrive at the edge of town. There's a northeastern gate, there's a southeastern gate, and then there's and by gate I do mean like overblown barn door in a wooden palisade up against some like rock face that you could technically climb around if you were truly dedicated. And then to the west, there's many cutting paths up into the hills and mountains, and there's Lonnie knows there's one unified path that goes deeper. You guys just gonna walk up to the nearest gate?
Don't see why not.
Yeah.
All right. You arrive. You see a human woman and a hobgoblin man hanging out there with quarterstaffs. They kind of nod at you, and they welcome to the woman says, "Welcome to Felsenwart. What's your business here?"
What should we say?
Yeah, we did not think this one through. Just we were past. Well, actually, wait, where is it on the map? Can you just show me? real quick?
Southwest. of
We could
where
tell them that the
we are.
orcs are about
Oh.
to come here and attacking them.
Well,
West
we
of Houston.
were. That is like kind of on the way back towards the mountains in Cathadak, right? Like where we started.
You mean you entered through the ancient passage up here.
Oh,
You
okay.
came down to Radachi.
Well, we're like near the border.
You are very near the western border, with the province ruled over by the
Okay.
Phoenix Sorcerer. So yeah,
Well,
you're I
as
mean,
long as
this
we-
is basically the border. The border is this
Okay.
hill, mountain range thing.
I think Lonnie is gonna say like just that we heard that there was some fighting out east, and we wanted to just get somewhere safer, and well, just this is we're just passing through and hope that we could rest here before we continue on our way.
And they hear this. She nods and she's like, "Sure, we've got an inn just edge of the town square." And she kind of waves you through. Rather disinterestedly, all things considered.
Are we supposed to be on a specific map? Because we're still on the overworld map.
Yeah, I'm quick mapping an extension to the map that I made earlier because I thought I was going to put the gate on it, but now I don't have to because we've basically already gone through all gate-related things. So, anyway, yeah, you arrive. There's some people around. They mostly look like peasants who spend their time growing leafy greens and pulling roots out of their gardens. One person has a short bow strung over their shoulder. Most people give at least a glance to see outsiders coming into town. There are some people working stalls. There's maybe more than the average Kathadaki town. Some humans living here. But overall, the majority of the population remains Aurorii, goblins, hobgoblins, bugbears.
Do you think we should have mentioned that the chalk white orcs are gonna come swing by here soon to them, or
I mean, probably.
yeah?
People seem to go about their business. Somebody's just planted a cart laden with greens, predominantly cabbages, next to the well.
Oh, that poor guy.
Maybe we should at least figure out what's going on here. I don't know how many people would believe us right now, anyways.
I don't think they're gonna believe us any later or any sooner.
Well, we might find someone who can help.
So,
Just, yeah.
All right.
yeah, so you guys look around, and you are at what is more or less come out. It passes through a town square in Felsenwart. There are some people around, and to the northeast is the what appears to be maybe a tavern. It's one of the only two-story buildings in town, and you definitely hear the sounds of like merrymaking coming from there. You guys could head in. It seems the door seems to be around the way, though. You need to walk through the square. And that's more or less the current situation. People are kind of like... People will occasionally glance in your direction, but if you had no reason to be suspicious of this town, there'd be nothing terribly suspicious about that.
Is there anything weird about the town?
Well, roll me an investigate, or if you're more cared about the people, roll me an insight. If you're more looking for physical evidence of something to miss, roll me a investigate.
Oops. 21.
If I'm looking specifically for any signs of trolls, is that still just investigate?
Yeah, you're looking for physical evidence.
Okay, Bonnie's gonna guidance herself first then.
I'll leave you guys here.
Oh, but just because.
Insight. See if the people are. Okay.
All right,
Okay, Zion.
all
Are all of us
eyes,
gonna get a nat 20 this round?
all
Gosh.
eyes are on you in an uncomfortable fashion, Tento. You can absolutely confirm this. You're certain of it. It's like they're eyeing you up. Like you're less of a halfling and more of a, I don't know, lamb. It's not a good feeling.
Okay, that's not good.
Please tell
yeah.
me we didn't enter like a cannibal town or something.
So it's not feeling too good. Yeah. Zion and Lonnie whip out their little like Inspector Crusoe
Can't believe
magnifying
Zion still got a
glasses.
higher one than me.
Oh my god. Oh my god. I don't think Zion knows about that kind of clapping yet. And you guys, you take a look around. There's absolutely evidence when you look closely. And they've tried to obfuscate it, Zion and Lonnie, but you managed to look at it without looking like you're looking at it. People with big fucking feet have been walking around here. And there's historical evidence of a lot of them gathering around the town square. But recently there's only been one.
Okay.
And there's also evidence of a pit fire not terribly concealed near the well. Like people might have come out here to like gather as a village green sort of situation.
how recent is it? Like before the rain or after the rain? Can I tell
Post-
that much? Or...
Post rain.
Oh, okay.
It would
So very
align with what
recent.
Tento saw. Or actually, like, it looks like pre-rain because it's like
Okay.
mid-rain, basically. It aligns with what
Okay.
Tento saw.
Okay.
There's occasional herb garden or like window box, but most of the growing is done above here. There's a smell of tanning hides coming from some shop. They definitely do some hunting, handle some hides.
Also-
Sorry, go on.
Sorry, I presume that I got Kabancho's invitation, right?
Yes.
Or do we give it to Zion?
We know
Sounds
it
like
didn't
you
go
got
to
it.
Orochi. Yeah.
Okay. I guess Lonnie's gonna write about the trolls being here often and recently, like Scout saw.
Am I the only one with an invitation?
Yeah.
No.
Lonnie's not like hiding the fact that she's writing it down. She just also wants to make it look like she's like jotting down notes or something.
Here's one other thing that Tento with the 21 Insight you note. People here look really healthy.
Huh.
And when you notice they're carrying things, they're trying not to like make too big of a show of it, but like a lot of this stuff looks a little heavy for like the size these people are.
They're like extra
I
fit.
looked at the invitation. I'm like, okay, and I write down, people look far too strong and healthy here, and they're looking at us like we're their next meal. And I assume all we see later on is that's what I think. That's what I was like.
Tier
I
with
was
the
like,
kill. Tier with the kill.
How many times is kill on the sheet?
Twice.
Yes, Tier. They might be trying to. How you been?
Lonnie's going to write down the town name that we're in, and yeah.
Any thoughts on this town, Tier?
Heal right sounds creepy.
Yeah, that sounds about right. Thank you for your input. Talk to you next time.
Well, at least he's safe.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, in Tier takes Tanlin Town, he's probably middle of punching something.
His teammates are like, "What are you doing?" I'm writing
Oh,
to my
hold on,
friends.
hold on.
I gotta send a text. I gotta send a text.
I don't know why
Don't-
it's so funny.
Didn't anyone tell you it's against the law to text and fight?
That's all you.
Eyes on the fight at all times.
Give me a minute. I'm almost done texting my friends. Okay. So I go to her. She's like, and Zion's like, proceed with caution.
Zion starts tiptoeing.
Or she starts.
know-
Or she starts walking uncasually, trying not to be suspicious.
Tento just looks like stunned, like.
Doing like the full arm swing jolly walk with like the
Yeah,
tip.
that's what I imagine too. I'm like, Lonnie, help, please.
Lonnie is trying to think of if there's like any medicine or drugs or something that could enhance strength, and what would they be made out of?
Yeah, you could give me
Especially
a
if it involves trolls.
You could give me a proficiency in alchemist tools or herbalists, or you could give me an arcana. But let's just say you get advantage because you're looking for something particular.
I have herbalist kit, but I think it still requires like a type of check.
I think this would be int because you'd need to know to be plumbing your memory banks.
So, what kind of check can I do?
Either.
Alchemist, Arcana, or Herbalist.
Alchemist. Okay.
Does
he also get advantage? Sorry, does it also get advantage?
It gains advantage. It gains advantage. Y'all two are presently doing like the funky walk. From
There.
the Arts Ministry. Okay, so
I just.
Lonnie, you get the vague idea that troll blood could probably be involved in something that helps somebody out. Zion, you never saw Small Bear when he was Big Bear, but you did hear this grisly story about how there was some sort of weird, like, surgery going on. And it got you thinking, well, there's probably ways that one could handle infusions, magically or otherwise. And when you consider a scaled-up physical strength, and if you can find evidence of it, a regenerative property or increased health, that would be a pretty good indication that something was going on here. Maybe it's an alchemical solution, or maybe it's a magical one. But it is a property known to trolls that they would be strong and have enhanced strength and durability. So it's rather trollish of them, if you're stretching. But I mean, you know, people can just be strong on their own, right? So it doesn't prove anything yet.
Lonnie is going to speak like maybe a little louder than she would normally. It's like that, like that's the end over there, right? Let's go ahead and get a room, and then we can explore a little bit.
All right.
That sounds like
Trying
a
to
very
act
Lonnie.
normal.
All right. Do you think that you're doing enough acting that this is a deception test or a performance, or you think you're flying casual?
I mean, she can do deception.
Oh, you were
she can
taking
try to do
Jinx
deception.
it.
you're taking a
She can
bath.
try to do deception, but no, yeah, she's definitely on edge and like still trying to figure out what's going on.
You were taking a bath, Maharishi? You know, we're soon to offer a product that could help with that. Water to God, I need to stop myself. All right, yeah.
Can
So
I add Flash of Genius to that?
yes, you geniusly
I'll-
like. Remember,
I'll give in the ha laugh.
yeah, you give that laugh, and it really seems to go over well. And so